Hello and welcome to Interactive Distractions, episode number 553. My name is Chris Fricchio, and I'm here with Jason A. Stryker.
Yo, hi.
And Jeff left us. He's on vacation.
He's
in Mexico.
Jeff? I'm in Mexico eating tacos.
But from what I can from what he said to us, he's having a good time. So I'm glad that he's been able to get away. But yeah, it's just going to be the two of us today. We got some distractions, a bit of news, and we've got some question of the week emails that we're going to go through. But yeah, Jason, what's up, man? Anything going on this week?
I've been playing a lot of games, but
that's good.
But not old games, but like low, not easy or very easy to emulate games. My AYN Odin Portal 2, this guy right here, big 7-inch screen, OLED screen, beautiful. I've been using it for streaming PC games off my my tower and shit.
Nice.
But Android has come to the point where it's finally viable for you to emulate Windows or other Windows games. So I've got Steam attached to this, and I can actually download and play natively. So I can download Absalom and play it on here, and it cloud syncs and everything. And it's my own little Steam deck. It's awesome.
So I did see something about Android being able to emulate PC games now.
Yes.
I didn't even think about the idea of using one of the Android gaming devices instead of a phone.
Yep.
But that's really I saw, I don't know who posted it. Someone posted it on it might have been Light that posted it on the Discord.
Sure,
someone playing freaking Cyberpunk on their phone. And they were getting 30 frames. I'm like, what is happening right now?
It's nuts. Those kind of situations, that phone's gonna burn up and kill someone probably. But
I mean, your battery life is what, an hour maybe at that point?
I don't even think you can charge it as fast as it's draining juice. But low spec games are totally fine. And I've got about an average processor in there. I've got a Snapdragon Gen 2, I think. The new devices, the Retroids, 6 and shit like that. Those are all high spec shit, so they can play with that. But I'm totally cool with just my low spec stuff for sure.
I mean, and honestly, that's probably what I would be using it for. Even my Steam Deck, I mostly just have old pixel graphic games, low, kind of low, and not low end games, but low process intensive games on. I'm not looking to play AAA games on my Steam Deck. I'm looking to play something that I can get everything out of, regardless of what I'm playing it on. So, I wouldn't play Cyberpunk on my Steam Deck. I would play something like Castlevania or Absalom or, those are all things that I can still put them at almost max settings and play it at a very good frame rate, So that's what I like the portable piece for it anyway. So I think that's the right call.
Yeah. But other than that, just kind of chilling, I think, for the most part, watching movies and stuff and hanging out with Griffin. So
nice.
How about you?
Excellent. Jesus. Job search is in full swing, man. So, and it's still super early. It's only been 2 weeks, so I'm trying to be patient. But I probably applied for, I don't know, 10 positions or so. I have a meeting with a recruiter tomorrow for one of the jobs I was actually looking at. She actually reached out to me. So that's good. Hopefully that's
very good.
At least that'll get me in the door. Got some people that are asking about putting in referrals for me. So I actually have one of my coworkers, one of my previous coworkers now works at Google. So he put in a referral for me for a position at Google. I've got a buddy that works at Morgan Stanley right now, and he's going to put in a referral for me. Someone that works at Workday. I don't know if you're familiar with Workday. So I that's the thing. It's I guess it's beneficial that I was at GM for 13 years because I have a lot of these people that are in my network that are in different places now. So you know, I have a lot of people I can reach out to and have conversations about and things like that. But
that's going to make all the difference, believe me.
I hope so. I hope so. You know, there's a few places where I've been like, I would really love to do that. Like I put in, so I don't know if we talked about this on the show, but I found positions at Netflix that that I was interested in. There were 4 of them, and I went ahead and I applied for all of them. So I had two different versions of my resume for that, because one of them was Netflix games, and I'm like, that would be cool. That would be ideal. Like, get me kind of sort of into the gaming industry. Like, I don't know, like,
it's a volatile place. It's probably worked out better that you didn't. So.
but yeah, I'm you know, I'd be very, very okay with Netflix. It would be pretty cool to work there. So, but yeah, we'll see what happens. I'm going to keep applying. I'm trying to stick to 1 a day. And I've been able to do that. It does take some time.
Oh, I know.
You know, have to tailor the resume and all that stuff.
I've done up to like 10 in a day. Like,
oof, man.
Yep.
Ow.
It sucks. It really sucks.
But yeah, we'll see what happens. I'm just trying to stay positive and be patient. That's the big thing. I got to be patient. Because like I was talking to my wife, and I was like, I'm a little frustrated. I haven't gotten any calls yet. You know, it's like I feel like I'm pretty goddamn good at my job, and she's like, you know, it's still early, and she's right. I went back and I looked at like all of the, well, not all of them, but the ones that I could like check online what my status was, all of them were still like under review or being considered or things like that. So I look at it this way: if I'm still under review or in consideration, it probably means I got through the ATS scanners. So yeah. That's a positive. So we'll see what happens. But enough about that. We'll see how that goes moving forward. Let's talk some games. What do you got this
please week? Quite a bit, actually. Yeah. Griffin and I have been playing a lot of stuff this past week. Number one on his list was Reanimal. Mine as well.
Yes.
We've talked about it before. You know, it's from the Little Nightmares original team. It's a little bit darker than before, but it plays exactly like those older games. We beat it, actually. We beat it in about 2 days, I think. It's kind of a short
quick burn. Okay.
Yeah, it's probably about 6 hours or so, give or take.
No, that's not bad.
Yeah, it's a good size chunk.
Yeah,
I think,
I like that for that type of game, because that's something that if it's good enough, you're going to sit down and play it again, right?
Yep.
With the, like, maybe you play it with someone else, or maybe you switch roles, or however you do it. Like, that's the way I look at Split Fiction. Like, I happily play through that twice. Like, we play once as Zoe and once as Nioh, right? So yeah, I like that about those types of games.
We've got a lot to go back to as well, you know. Achievements, we've got DLC coming, but the thing is like, at the end of the game, we both wanted to play more. We both wanted more right away. This is my favorite, I think, that they've done. Yeah, really? Seriously. Okay. Yeah, Griffin's as well.
I might have to look into getting it.
Some really, really good set pieces. There's some kind of grody parts that I was kind of like iffy about, but there, you know, the situation and the characters are kind of, you know, cartoony in a way, so it's not too realistic, I guess. But yeah, there's some incidents with like guns and stuff like that. The game goes places, literally. It's like a bunch of different biomes that you go to that are somewhat interconnected. There's like a sand city. There's like an underwater level. I probably shouldn't say too much else, but yeah, there's lots of cool locales and set piece moments. I'm kind of disappointed that I played them in a way, because I was focused so much on like the chase and where I was going, I couldn't appreciate like all the shit that was chasing us, you know, in the background. So I kind of wanted to like just check out videos and watch those. So yeah, anxiously awaiting for the DLC. That's gonna be fun.
Nice, awesome.
What else we got? Super Battle Golf came out.
Super Battle Golf. What is this?
This is the latest, friend slop that I talk about these often, like repo and content warning and stuff like that. You know, where it's an online multiplayer experience. So usually physics based. This is no exception. And you kind of just like fuck with one another, right, while playing golf. It's a very arcadey, cartoony. The art style is very similar to Peak, if you're familiar with that.
Yeah.
In that it's just like,
I see people blowing up. This is crazy.
Yes,
what is going on?
This is absolutely crazy. So you're playing golf, and it's kind of a race to the finish. But in the meantime, you're picking up items, kind of Mario Kart style, as you're going through the course, and that can be like an air horn, which is awesome because if you blow the air horn while your opponent is swinging, they will fuck up and like hit it as hard as they can. So if they're trying to go for a specific distance or something, you blow the air horn, completely fucks them.
Nice.
It's great. Other than that, there's landmines, which are super fun because you can just kind of plant those in front of your enemy or by their ball, of course. And that's super fun. All the way up to like an orbital laser, which is ridiculous. It's like beam comes down from above and then just huge explosion. Not something you typically find in a golf course, but
this is really crazy looking. Like I'm watching the trailer on it, and it just looks like madness, like chaotic madness.
I initially kind of balked at it because I figured with just the two of us, it's either going to be just straight griefing or just straight frustration, right? Yeah. And I didn't really want that, but we got it anyway. He really wanted it, so we got it. We played a lot, actually. Yeah, my views kind of totally changed. So it was a good mix of just like trying to get to the end, and of course messing with one another. That shit was fun.
Nice.
But yeah, I hope that comes to consoles. It's
cheap too. It's like $6. Jeez, right now anyway.
Oh really?
Yeah, it's $8, and right now it's 20% off. So
I had like 13 or 14 set in my head because I had to buy 2 copies.
That makes sense.
I didn't think about that. What else?
That's cool.
Nioh 3, been playing that quite a bit. My head is completely just entranced with that game. There's so many fucking systems and so many things going on. It's a little overwhelming, but kind of in a good way because I'm when I'm playing it, I'm just like I'm totally like
locked
immersed. In. Yeah, and my mind starts churning towards different weapons and stuff, and how I want to build this out, and like what kind of armor I should focus on and whatnot. There's still like I'm a few hours in, they're still throwing systems and mechanics at me. It's nuts. So that's pretty great. I'm going to be playing that one for a long time, I think.
Nice.
And the last game was I picked up as a demo. This is called Demon Tides. This is a 3D platformer, very cartoony. Their first game was Demon Turf, I believe, and it really had a very striking art style. It was a 3D like modeled world, but the characters were all like 2D, kind of Paper Mario style. So when they turn, you'd give a different angle.
The flat, the 2D flat look.
Exactly, yeah. Okay. So this time around, it's completely 3D. It's a huge overhaul to the looks and such. I think it looks great. What sold me on this game was just the amount of options that you have, like movement wise, and how good it feels. Like I typically don't like 3D platformers that much, but this one felt really good. So I bought it like right after I played the demos. So
nice. Okay.
I want to put some time into that one too. So that is super fun. But yeah, lots of good games this week.
Nice. This looks fun. Like this looks something I would definitely like to play.
Demon Tides? Yeah, give it a shot. There's a demo.
Yeah, there is a demo. I might download that and give it a shot.
Please do.
Good stuff.
But that's pretty much it for me for the most part.
I don't have a lot to add because I haven't had a lot of time to play. But I did get to play more Nioh. I mentioned last week that I was trying to get through the map. I did get to one. I did find the last upgrade, and I got to I found the area that you do that, and it's called the Crucible, and it is probably some of the most infuriating platforming that I've ever had to do in one of these types of games.
Fun.
But there's 2 different branches to go, and one of them is all rotating blade based.
Yep.
And you when you hit the blade, it turns. So you have to have, so they all have to be turned a certain way as you're moving through the stage. And you can grapple onto them and go up through the center, but if you fall down and hit it, it's going to come and swipe you, right? So and then on the other side, the other side had lava that raises and lowers, like that pumps in and out.
Super
and
fun.
Yes, and you have to quickly go down and up in the stage without touching the walls, because they all have those fucking vines that kill you. So the only thing I'm going to say about this is that if you're playing Nioh and you want to go through the Crucible, there is an upgrade that allows you, if you're standing still on the ground, it gives you 1 extra life point. It gives you 1 extra code of protection. So the way I did this was I equipped that. It costs like 40 slots. And if you've played Nioh, you understand how that is. There's like a grid, and all of your upgrades populate the grid.
It takes up a certain amount of like room, essentially.
Yeah. And you start out with 10, and as you progress through the game, you get more and more and more. This takes 40 slots. It's a very expensive upgrade, but if you're just doing platforming, it's definitely worth it, because if you fail on the platforming, you lose 1 coding, you go back to the start, and then that coding comes right back. So none of this dealing with, I only have 3 or 4 shots at this, depending on how much life you've got. You always get that life point back, and you can continue until you get it. That's the only way I was ever going to get through this, because those lava stages, man, fuck that noise, man. It was awful. There were points where I literally got to a certain point, and I was like, I just can't do this anymore. And I paused, and I put it on sleep and came back. The problem was, when I came back, it had reset the system, so I had to go through the area that I already did again. It was frustrating, but got through it. Got the last upgrade. I'm going to try and unlock some more of the map. I do like navigating in this game. It's a lot of fun to get around the map. But man, Crucible is just, man, it is definitely what it sounds like. Yeah. It's definitely what it sounds like.
There's also a Crucible in Nioh, by the way.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
That's probably more of a battle focused Crucible.
Yes. Yeah, definitely. But probably just as frustrating later on. We'll see.
Probably. For all different reasons, but it definitely fits. Then outside of that, Jason gave me some homework.
Yeah. Yeah, the Indie Mix Fest happened as and they put a bunch of demos up on Steam. So.
Yeah. So he sent 3 demos my way. And I got to play 2 of them. So I'll start with the one that's a little easier to talk about. So I played the Nocturnal 2 demo. Immediately made me go back and look at Nocturnal 1 and like, what am I missing here? But this was,
I'd never heard of the first one.
Yeah, I didn't either. But when I played the demo for the second one, I was very interested. Very, very focused on fire. All of your moves are based on fire. There's torches all over the map, and you light the torches as you're going through. There are upgrades that you get that you can only get if you've lit a certain amount of torches as you're going through the map. So it's advantageous to make sure you're exploring the whole map and making sure you're lighting every torch that you find. The good thing about that is that they show up on the map whether they're lit or not. So if you go through a portion of the map, as long as you were in the vicinity of where a torch is, it'll show up. And it might not be white. It might be grayed out. If it's grayed out, it means you missed it and you can go back and find it. Right. They gave, like, the demo's pretty big. Like, it gives you 3 or 4 areas. I didn't finish the demo.
Oh, shit.
And the reason I didn't finish the demo is because I played about, I want to say 30 to 45 minutes of this. And I was like, I'm sold. I'm just going to get this. So I'm going to go ahead and stop, and I'm going to go look at the first one. The combat is very basic. It's just, it's one button. You have basically a 4-hit combo. And then you also have a dagger that you can throw. But you also, you are king of juggles. Like you suggested 3 games. 2 of them that I played are both very juggle heavy.
Yes.
What's interesting about this one is that the juggling, like you can start it with your double jump. So you jump, and then when you get the double jump, if you double jump on, like the double jump shoots fire down.
Huh.
So if you when you do that, if there's an enemy below you, it basically knocks him into the ground and then up in the air, and you can start your juggling combo.
Yeah, it really wants you to juggle. That's great.
Yeah, it really wants you to, and that's the thing. It's like if you just walk up to them and swing, they have armor, so they're just going to walk right through your shit. But if you double jump on top of them, they get popped up in the air. You get to throw a couple of moves out there, and then the next upgrade you get is like this slam attack where you hit down and X and just knock them to the ground. And then they bounce again. So you can like combo all this stuff together. So it's really interesting, like very basic regular combat. But when you when you start chaining all this stuff together, especially if you're into these like exploration games, like you can attack one guy, dash over to the other one, double jump, knock him up in the air, do a combo, hit the ground, jump up and do the slam. And it's, it feels really good.
Speaking my language, I like this. All right.
But one of the things that was most impressive was just the visual style of it, because they do such a good job with the fire aspect of it. Like your sword is on fire, your double jump gives you fire, your dash has fire, like everything's fucking fire. And then there's like corruption and like all these vines that are growing, and whenever you swing nearby, that shit burns up and it looks great. Lots of lighting effects is going on. So visually it's rather stunning. I played the demo. I highly suggest playing the demo. It was a lot of fun. I'm definitely sold on this game. So
cool.
It's very, very much, this is very much a Metroidvania. Like it's got an open map and you can explore the whole thing. I found, I want to say 3 different areas. But I don't know how big this game is going to be. I think if the percentage of torches lit is any indication, I was about, as I said, 30-45 minutes in, and the number of torches I lit was about, I think, 11% or something like that. So they keep a percentage. They like show you at the bottom of the screen as you light a torch, it like gives you extra percentage at the bottom. So
gotcha.
But yeah, that shit was fun. So good call on that one. The other one I played was Soul Quest. This game was this is more of just like a side-scrolling action platformer. Different like quests that you can do are essentially stages. I say quests because you can actually go back to them. You can go redo them. Because you can constantly be trying to get a better rating, because there's when you're going through the stage at the end, they give you a letter grade, like from D to S, like DCBA S. And it's based on how long it took you, your battle, and how many deaths you got. Like your combat and how many deaths you got. So pixel art game, you play as this girl Alice, and she is trying to rescue someone. I don't remember who it was. I can't remember the name of the guy.
Someone very important, apparently.
Someone very important. But apparently there's I think it's 4 gods that you have to get through to rescue him.
That's it. Oh,
and the demo's like, well, if you can't beat this dude at the end of the cave, you're not going to be able to face one of these gods. So that's kind of the way how the demo kind of plays out.
Wow.
It's voice acted, not very well. The voice acting is kind of bad, but like charmingly bad in a way. So that's okay. And while the combat is, there's a light and a heavy attack, and you can unlock new combos that open up. Like there's one that's like 3 lights and then a heavy, and she'll do her 3 light attack, and then she does this like spinning horizontal tornado like move. So the combat gets really interesting, like juggles like hell. Like you start out with launchers, like you immediately get launchers. And there's like a light launcher and a heavy launcher, and I don't know what the difference is, to be honest with you. I didn't really get I couldn't see the difference. But you launch them up in the air, and you can just stay in the air the whole time if you do it right. But you launch them. There's air combos you can do. After you finish an air combo, you can adjust and start a new one. And there's like it really is the name of the game with the juggles, because even when you get to these parts of the stage where it puts up these energy barriers so you can't leave until you finish the battle.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
If you like knock one of the dudes against the air energy barrier, he bounces back off towards you. So you can like do a move in the air, fire him at the barrier. He will bounce back, and you can continue your combo while you're still in the air. It's really freaking satisfying. And then like it basically gives you an idea of what your ranking is in every encounter that you go through. And when you're in battle, the music actually changes when your rank goes up. So and then you'll hear in the background.
Oh, gotcha, yeah.
So yeah, it's like the music starts out very
kind of low key.
Yeah, it's kind of monotone, and then they like add an instrument every time you ramp up the battle.
Neat. Okay.
So it kind of gives you an idea of where you are. Your basic physical combat tends to regenerate your magic if you do well. Mm-hmm. And then if you kill something with magic or you hit something with magic, it gives you back health.
Cool.
I was having trouble with that because it doesn't feel like the magic recharges fast enough. That might change with upgrades moving forward. But I did find that as I got further, the magic wasn't charging fast enough for me to be able to keep my health up. And the big reason for that is because this also has non-flinching arbor dudes. Whenever you find a guy that is like bigger than your standard like zombie dude, like you start out, there's like skeletons coming after you, and like you can knock the shit out of them real easy, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then there's the first one you run into is like this big guy with a bat. And he comes at you and you start attacking, and he doesn't give a shit. He just walks right through you and hits you really hard because Alice is really squishy. So you can stun them, but you have to get off like 4 to 5 hits to stun them, and then they start flinching when you hit. So there's always those enemies always make an appearance, and they always hit very hard. So it does make things challenging moving forward. I think it's definitely the kind of game that it's not like it's going to be super hard to get through. But there are going to be situations where you're going to run into an area and not be prepared, and like 2 of these guys are going to come out and they're going to overwhelm you. So I've noticed that they've got I've seen 3 of them. The dudes with the bats, they've got like minotaurs with axes and cyclopses. And the cyclopses are really fucking dangerous. Like there was one point where I got 2 of them at the same time, was not prepared, and just got demolished.
Whoops.
So, but you come back in and you try again, and it's all good. There's, while you're going through the stages, there's a warp back to like your house. And you can buy upgrades. There's like the dude you're interacting with, like her mentor, is like kind of running it's a shop. Like you can get upgrades for abilities, you can get upgrades for combos, you can get upgrades for magic. And you can also trying to think of what else you could do. You can start or you could replay stages from there. There's like a practice area in there. And there's a doggy and a kitty that you can pet. So
you can pet both. Okay, good.
There's that too. You got both of them. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. I got this demo was pretty long too, because it basically tells you you've got to get to the end of this cave and fight this dude. I thought that was going to be the end of the demo, but it wasn't. Then after that, she talks to her mentor and she says, well, go after this god first. You can do that by going to the jungle, and you start up on the jungle stage. So I played this demo for about an hour, was not finished, and basically said, okay, I'm going to move to the next one. But this one will definitely go on my wish list. I don't think it's going to be a day one, but it'll definitely be like when it's on sale, I'll pick it up.
To be honest, like after I had linked it to you, I looked up the developer and publisher to be exact, and I wasn't super impressed with their lineup. So, well, I'm not sure. Not sure about that one.
I had fun with it. Don't get me wrong. Like I absolutely had fun with it, and I probably will end up getting it, but it'll be one that I get on sale, because it's I don't know. I tend to have not I don't have a problem with it, but like having big dudes with armor always showing up and not flinching and things like that, and not having a way to easily get around them, that tends to be annoying for me. So that's one of the things that holds it back. But there's like secret areas and shit like that, and like it's got a lot of stuff. So, and the combat is really fun when it goes off.
What did we learn? Juggles are supreme.
Juggles are fantastic.
Yes.
I have not played the other one. The other one that you sent me was
I forgot.
What was the name of it? Hold on. Fallen Tier, The Ascension.
That one looked really good. Yeah.
This one is like the art style is super cool. I didn't get around to this one, but I certainly will before next week and give it a shot. But
that's the one I thought you'd really like.
Yeah, visually it's gorgeous. It's got like they show the map on the trailer, and it's fucking huge. So yeah, but the big thing for me is like with Metroidvanias now is just make it easy to navigate, make it easy for me to get around. Don't respect my time, and right now Mio's not doing that for me, so
that sucks.
I know. But yeah, that's it for me.
All right.
For now. A couple demos, more Nioh, and I did download Control again, so I'm about to jump back into Control.
Very nice. Yeah, where'd you download it? PC or
PS5?
Okay,
for now.
Yep.
So, I think it's on Plus right now. So I have it on PS4. I have the Blu-ray, but it was on Plus, so I just downloaded it.
Gotcha. That game has been like $5 on so many different sales. It's hard to not own it at this point. So
yeah. Good stuff. Cool. Anything else for games before we move on?
No.
All right.
Definitely not.
You want to talk about some news?
Oh my God. Yes. Can we please? There's some news this week. Shit happened. Xbox shakeup. Phil Spencer retiring.
Yeah.
Sarah Bond, who many thought would be his successor, resigns at the same time. The person that they're bringing up is formerly of their AI division.
Oh, God. This is driving me crazy, man.
So the new AI boss, or the old AI boss, is now the Microsoft Gaming CEO.
This does not sound like a good match at all.
Don't worry, Chris. She told us she's not gonna stand for AI slop in games. Yep.
Yeah, I'm sure Microslop is it's gonna hold true to that.
Yep.
We'll see.
This is pretty fucked up. I mean, granted, Phil Spencer's kind of been on his way out. Not a ton of people.
Phil was like so. What's
He's
the word
a cool
I'm
guy.
looking for?
I like him. He wasn't making the greatest decisions. It may have been against his will. I don't know, but there were a lot of studios that closed down. During his tenure.
But when he came in, like it was hard to deny that he was trying to do what was best.
Sure.
So I'm actually very curious to know, like, behind the scenes, if there was any bullshit he had to deal with.
I'm sure.
Politics he had to deal with that led to some of the decisions that he made.
Yep.
Like, that they're going to be breathing down his neck about profit margins and shit like that. So, and that's the issue with big corporations in general, right? It's all about making the profit margin. It's always about making sure you're doing better than last year. So that's frustrating. But
the other really interesting thing is Sarah Bond resigning. Whether or not she was like passed up for the position or was not going to be keen on like the new management, or like maybe they have a new direction they want to go with, and she's just like, nope, I'm out. So certainly some drama, I'm sure, in the background, but crazy.
I mean, she'll land on her feet. I'm not, that I think that'll be all right for her, but Yeah, I'm very like, I feel like Xbox is kind of in this state of flux right now. Like, what's going to happen
Yep.
in general with Xbox? Because, um, I was thinking about it the other day. It's like, I was considering, getting at one point or another, getting an Xbox Series S, because right now I don't actually have an Xbox at all, because my Xbox One is dead. My 360 isn't hooked up. So
Mhm.
I don't have anything that will play any Xbox games right now. So if I got an S, I could get I could basically, I think all of my library for 360 and Xbox One and Xbox original OG, I think all of my library is backwards compatible right now.
Okay.
So on the series. So if I got a Series S, I could play all those, and then I could still have whatever, like if something comes out and it's not like super graphically intensive, and and I have a choice of getting it on Xbox or PC, and Xbox feel better at that point, I have that option, right? But I'm very curious to see what's going to happen here with Xbox over the next couple of years, because they've already been saying, hey, we're making a new Xbox. It's going to be a entertainment center PC,
Mhm.
right? It's going to have access to Steam, which I think is a great idea, right?
I think so as well. Yeah.
But does that change with this shakeup at the top?
Right.
Like, I don't know.
She seems like she's keen on like getting back to the console business. She issued a letter to the company and stuff, which was shared widely outside of the company. So yeah, she seems like she's wants to get back to like console focus as well. So
Yeah.
I don't know how that aligns with the previous stewardship, but regardless, Xbox needs a shakeup. Because where they were at was pretty sad, and a lot of people think that this is the nail in the coffin for them. But I'll keep optimistic. Not that I love Microsoft or anything like that, but I just hate seeing
it's
big
hard.
brands
It's
like
hard to It's hard to deny what they've done though over the past decade or so. Like there's been a serious shift in the way that people look at games in general, right? Because with the introduction of Game Pass, and how good of value that was for most people. I know there was a lot of mix up when they raised the price again. So I know they lost a lot of members that way. They lost me with that. But it's hard to deny that they had a pretty profound effect across the industry with that. Because it was shortly after that Sony was like, oh yeah, we'll do this whole extra and premium thing with PS Plus, and we'll give you this game library,
sure.
right? Yeah. So they definitely like were the ones that kind of broke that ground and said, this is the way that we're going to try and make things happen. So I don't know. We'll see.
Yep. Speaking of shutting stuff down, Sony is shutting down Bluepoint. Those folks that did the Demon Souls remake.
Yep.
Did such a good job on it too, and everybody wanted them to take over the Bloodborne remake.
Yeah,
myself included. That would be great if they had a hold of it. But Sony acquired them back in 21, I think, or something like that.
I think that's right.
Has had them working on some like live action service game. I think the God of War, is that right? The God of War like live action service game. I forget.
I think so.
But yeah, they have cut ties with them now. So since they've acquired them, they actually haven't produced anything. So they cut them loose, which really sucks because they were very good at what they did. So,
yeah. Bluepoint was working on a live service God of War game. Sony pulled the plug.
That's
on that and several other projects. Yeah. Following the disastrous release of Concord.
Yeah.
Good journalism there. that's a pretty accurate representation of what happened.
Yeah, that's important context, I think.
Yeah. The big thing is like Bluepoint like what they did with Demon Souls was really good. I don't know, like I know they did other things, but that and like the idea of doing Bloodborne were two pretty big pieces for them, and to see that go away, didn't they do Shadow of the Colossus too?
Yeah, Shadow of the Colossus remake. Yep,
like that was a great remaster. So
that was really good. Yeah, yeah. There's some critiques of that, like the way that they kind of made it just like glossy and bright and shit, and it didn't have the same kind of like blur to it. Yeah, but otherwise, yeah, I think they did a pretty good job. So, yeah, it's super weird. Yeah, seeing them cut loose like that sucks. I agree. Speaking of cut loose, I think I'm going to cut Evo loose because now the ownership is solely in the hands of the Saudis.
What?
Yeah,
wait.
Yeah. Yes. So yeah, PlayStation picked them up a number of years ago. They sold to a company, I think like RTS, like they sold a share of them to them. Could you pick them up and then subsequently picked up like the rest of the company? So now they're completely and totally owned by the Saudis. And, yeah, there's been a ton of different streamers that have said, they're not going to Evo anymore. Maximilian Dude, Stayjam, two of my favorites right now. Yeah, they're not going to touch Evo for lots of good reasons. I mean, the Saudi regime is like it's fucked up. The hatred towards the minorities and such, and yeah. The FGC is represented by a ton of different people, and some of those people don't feel safe going to fucking an Evo in like Saudi Arabia or something like that, or something that's controlled by the Saudis. So, what? Man, this is nuts. Because don't they own like a most of EA at this point too? Another company, yeah,
a different company within the Saudi, like in Saudi Arabia.
Yeah,
like I know that when that
Jared
happened,
Kushner
and
well.
Jared Kushner, like my wife is big with like Sims streamers, and like when that announcement happened, pretty much all of them stopped. Streaming the Sims. They all went to something else. So. Man, that's crazy, dude.
Yeah,
what is going on?
It's been shitty seeing that. Like they've dipped their toes into so many different, pots. Esports stuff. They're trying to, kind of, I don't know, get that market right, the video game market. So that's why they got EA. That's why they've got Riot. That's why they've now got Evo, right? And it's scary. I don't dig it. I don't like it whatsoever.
No.
Pour one out for Evo. I don't think I'll be going anytime soon either. So.
Yeah, that sucks.
And the last story, it might be a good one. Okay. Sometimes it's fun to reminisce, right? Look back upon the days in which our youth was filled with capturing monsters of different varieties, cutting grass, fighting Zubats in caves. Nintendo is aware of that, and they're here to take care of you, right? If nothing else, they want to take care of you.
Of
so
course,
they're
and
going
we
to
know
be,
that they're not like corporate stooges that try and rip you off on things.
They're going to be giving you Pokemon Fire Red and Leaf Green.
Amazing,
right?
Yeah, just giving it to us. That's
right.
That's...
Yeah, they're just giving it to you. Like, and they're online. Is it the online? No, it's not the online service. But they release, Super Nintendo games and such. It is not coming to that.
Oh, that would make sense for them to do that.
They're going to sell these games in a bundle. No, not a bundle. Individually for $20 each. I don't know how I feel. You know what? I do know how I feel about it.
I think I know how you feel too.
Who gives a shit?
Gives a shit?
Like I don't care.
Why? Why are you doing? Why? You don't need this to. Game Boy Advance is on. Like you've got the Virtual Console there, or whatever they're calling it now.
Right.
this is just it's another cash grab for them. I'm so sick
Totally.
of Nintendo. Like it's really frustrating right now.
Yeah, that shit's apparent. Did you know they also have like a weird fucking like home service for Pokemon where you can like upload your Pokemon from one game and like use it in another game?
Yes, my son uses that.
Oh,
actually.
Okay.
Yeah, Pokemon Home.
These games are not going to be compatible with that either.
Oh,
so.
Fantastic.
Yep. Just in case you were wondering.
Of course not. Why would it?
Yeah. This is easily a cash grab. I don't know who. I mean, it's for Pokemon lovers, right? Like, and you know what? It's probably going to sell, I guess. So, but I think most people in the know how to emulate shit like this as well. So yeah, whatever. So if they really wanted to do a solid, I think they would have bundled it in with like a virtual console kind of situation.
Yep. That would make sense. But this is the new Nintendo.
Yeah. I mean, that would have gotten me to, this is a short term, like it's a short sighted kind of thing because they're just getting the $20 up front. Whereas, with the subscription, people would have been, picking that up for a multitude of months, possibly. So, yeah, who knows? But yeah, that's it for news for the most part. I think we hit the major stuff, especially that Pokemon stuff. That was eating me up.
That was depressing.
Yes. Everything else was kind of important too, but man, the Pokemon.
Yeah. All right, cool. Let's do some question of the week responses. Yeah. So Amy Maisie from our community, she sent in a question for us last week about what our favorite video game genre was, and if someone was trying to get into their genre, like what would we suggest as an entry point? So we answered that question, but she also sent in an additional piece of that. So what we did was we turned around and we handed that to the community, and we had a few people that responded. So I'm going to go through some of that. But before we do that, Jason,
yes.
So last week we talked about favorite video game genre. So
yeah, and I tried to get people into the visual novel Falling in Love with Stockings.
That's right.
So I hope everybody picked that up for
I absolutely did not. So
okay, all right. Well, maybe you'll pick a Pokemon then. Fine.
That's right. I'll definitely pick up Leaf Green and Fire Red or whatever.
Okay.
But the additional piece of that Amy asked was what game solidified your favorite genre? What was the game that really solidified the genre as your favorite?
Like made me fall in love with it.
Yes.
Essentially. I know I said beat 'em ups last week.
Yes.
But I think the better story is fighting games. And it's actually not Street Fighter. As much as I loved Street Fighter, and that was extremely formative to my youth and even my career. What really got me into fighting games was, I know I've told the story on the show before, but I was at the mall in Superior, Wisconsin, and Aladdin's Castle had a Karate Champ machine.
Oh,
and
man.
there was a teen, probably skipping school, that was playing the game, and I came up and wanted to check it out. And that guy showed me how to play the game. He wasn't just trying to eat up noobs or anything like that. Like, he showed me how to fucking just do it. Like, he'd take it easy on me, let me get a few shots here and there. And it was a great experience. It was a great learning experience. And it, now I find I kind of adopt that mentality. I'm not super competitive about it. And I just like to have fun with it. And I like the community aspect of it. So, yeah, that's my Karate Champ. This is what got me to fall in love with.
So last week, when we were talking about this, I was talking about Metroidvanias, or exploration action platformers. And the obvious choice for me for which one solidified it would probably be my favorite game of all time, which was Symphony of the Night. But when I think back on it, that's not what solidified it as my favorite genre. So Symphony of the Night was definitely the catalyst for me. after that, it was like I jumped into Circle of the Moon, which came out on Game Boy Advance several years later. But that didn't really grab me. And then a lot of this feels like it rotates a bit around my employment at the game store.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Because I graduated from college in '99, so that's when I stopped going full time. But I worked there for another year or two part time. Like I would just go on the weekends just for fun, right? I didn't really need to. It's just I wanted to. So that's how I ended up with Circle of the Moon. Like I still worked there. After I left, like the next couple of games that came out that were Castlevania, that were on portable systems, I didn't really get into right away. So after Circle of the Moon on Game Boy Advance, there was Harmony of Dissonance and there was Aria of Sorrow. And I didn't play those right away. Because I hadn't solidified that genre as something I always wanted to be a part of. It wasn't until Portrait of Ruin came out for the DS. So that game, I ended up buying that because I was pretty new. The DS, I got it. I didn't get it right away, I don't think, but I got it, soon enough where I wanted a new game to play. And Portrait of Ruin checked every single box for me. And that game made me go back to Harmony of Dissonance, Aria of Sorrow, and Dawn of Sorrow, because I actually didn't play Dawn of Sorrow right out of the gate either, because Dawn of Sorrow was on DS as well, if I remember correctly. And like for some reason I didn't pick that one up either, but Portrait of Ruin, I saw it and I was like, this looks interesting, played it, and then immediately went back and started playing the others. So Portrait of Ruin is the one that really solidified the genre as my favorite.
What was the multiplayer one? It was on like Xbox Live.
Yeah, that was Harmony of Despair. Is that
Despair? Okay, yeah. Because I typed in Dissonance and I'm like, wait a second, that's not the same game I was thinking of. So okay, all right.
Yeah,
I'm like,
Harmony of Despair. That was fun.
Really?
Like,
that game was formative to you? Okay, all right. All right. It's all cleared up now.
I feel better about the whole situation.
Phew.
All right. So I've got some other responses here, and Jeff's not here, so he sent his in. He actually wrote it directly into our document. So just to refresh on what the questions were, what is your favorite video game genre? What game solidified it as your favorite genre? And then if someone was trying to get into that genre, what game would you suggest as an entry point? So Geoff last week, he talked about character action games. And he also talked about the DMC, the new DMC, being a good entry point because it's very approachable. So the additional that he says is that for the game that solidified it for him was the first Devil May Cry. And he says, I was still gaming on my Dreamcast when my buddy invited me over to try what I think was Onimusha. It came with a DMC demo. And once I saw I could juggle dudes in the air with my guns and jump up and continue juggling, I was sold.
Yep.
I held out for something on the Dreamcast, but alas, it never came. Devil May Cry was the game that sold me on a PS2 after holding out on getting a new console after the Dreamcast. So that game solidified it for the game that solidified it for me was actually God of War. Oh, interesting. I'm trying to figure out what he's doing. He basically gave us two games.
Yeah.
Game that solidified it for me was God of War. During that game, I realized the character action games were forever going to be my jam.
Gotcha.
So, and then he follows up with the same answer as last week for which ones to get in, the DMC reboot or Bayonetta. And for people who don't mind over the top gore and overall badassness, God of War 2. Nice.
Yep. And the Sexton.
And the Sexton, that's right.
Yep.
The off-screen moaning.
Yep.
So Amy Maisie, I actually called her out. I was like, you're sending these questions, you haven't answered it. So she answered it. She says that
called out. Nice.
Yeah. I called her out on last week's show, actually. Sorry about that, Amy. She says that her favorite genre is JRPGs, which if you have been on our Discord, not a surprise. She says cozy games are a close second. But she says for number 2, the one that solidified it, she says Final Fantasy VIII. My parents didn't allow video games. So when I moved out at 19, I bought myself a TV, PlayStation, and Final Fantasy VIII.
Oh, shit.
Even though I didn't grow up gaming, I knew that I was a gamer at heart. Yay, I was right. Number 3 for the entry, she says Paper Mario Thousand Year Door. She said it's cute and approachable. And Final Fantasy X. It's a great story and fun gameplay. And then number 4, bonus answer you didn't ask for. my current favorite game in the genre after playing many JRPGs has to be Metaphor ReFantazio.
Nice.
So I can't. That was my game of the year for 2024. So that game is fantastic. But thank you, Amy. Appreciate that feedback. Let's see. Well, you did all the news, so I'll read all these. How about that?
Okay, sure.
So Zillion, he responded. He said, "This is tough because mine has changed over the past decades. What has stuck with me the longest, though, action adventure games." He says, "I feel like they offer the best balance of gameplay, puzzle, storytelling, and immersion. From edge of your seat to smelling the roses." Number 2, the one that solidified it, Dragon's Dogma. It just felt like the grand fantasy adventure I only dreamed of as a kid, fully realized.
I always wanted to climb up on orcs and shit. Hell yeah.
So 3, the one that he would say is a good entry point, Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. It can depend on the person if they feel comfortable with 3D or prefer 2D. If 2D, then probably Alundra.
Oh, shit. Okay.
That's a really good one. Like, I love Alundra. Alundra is a PS1 game for those that don't know. And it was a pseudo like successor to, what was it? Landstalker on Genesis, I believe. Is that right?
Same art style for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. It was, that was a fan. Like, Alundra was a fantastic game. Bonus answer for me is likely The Witcher 3 or even over Dragon's Dogma 2. Okay. Disclaimer: these could likely be categorized as action RPGs instead, but feel like they only offer RPG elements as part of the gameplay. That's all. Thanks, guys. Much love. Thank you, Zillion. Appreciate that. Let's see. Light Edge. So Light Edge comes in similar to you. 2D fighting games.
Yes.
He says the one that solidified it as his favorite genre is Street Fighter 2.
Hell yeah.
I think that's a pretty solid pick there. And he goes for entries, he says as of right now Street Fighter 6, but it's always worth going back and checking out the classics. Plenty of games from SNK, Arc System Works, Capcom, and others. So the thing about Light is, like, as long as I can, like, as long as I've known him, it's been 2D fighters for him. He like saved up money and bought like a Neo Geo kart system.
Oh shit.
Like while we were at the store, like in the 90s, and like he would bring it in from time to time and like and put it up on the big TV, and it was fun to play those games, right? So but like he was really into the SNK games, King of Fighters. I remember him playing a lot of King of Fighters while we were there. But yeah, he's always been heavy into the 2D fighting games.
I remember my first King of Fighters game was 95 or 96, and I had a bootleg.
95 was mine.
I had a bootleg copy of it. I went to California and got my PlayStation modded by a shop there, and they sent me home with a couple bootleg discs. Like it was, I want to say it was one of them was Tobal, and the other one was King of Fighters.
Tobal 1 or 2?
I don't remember. I don't know. I've still got it.
Gotcha.
It's weird that they like added some art to it, like the cover, and they named it Topal instead of Tobal. Nice. It was really weird. I'm not sure what the story is with that, but yeah.
We so the store we worked for dealt in a lot of imports. So we actually had the Japanese Saturn version of King of Fighters.
Nice.
That came with the 1 meg RAM card. So I mean, that's the thing. It's like we never got any of that shit in America, but like the 2D fighting games that came out for the Saturn in Japan were arcade perfect. They were in most cases, I will say, in many cases. Like you had loading time and stuff like that, but when you're actually playing, like it it felt like you were playing the arcade. It was great. Especially like the Capcom versus games on Saturn. Fantastic.
Really good. Also, they had a Guardian. What is it? Oh, shit. It was the Golden Axe fighting game. There we go. It came to arcades, but I don't know that it ever got released on like a home system. So, besides the Saturn. So,
I'm trying to remember if okay. Golden Axe.
Yeah, I don't think it got released on a different home system, I should say.
Golden Axe the Duel. No, I think that's out on Saturn.
Yeah, that's what I meant. I'm sorry. On a different console than.
I see. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, that's still available just on Saturn. I'm pretty sure I have that. I have to go back and look, but I'm pretty sure I do. All right, so the last one comes from Nathan, and his choice was open world RPGs. The one he says Fable was my first love, and Mass Effect solidified that love.
Oh yeah.
And when he says I would point a newcomer to Skyrim, Red Dead Redemption 2, or maybe a basic RPG like Assassin's Creed Odyssey, Shadows, or Far Cry. Interesting, because I never really considered those as RPGs.
Yeah, I get it. They're very story focused, right?
That's true.
So yeah, that's the only like a similar thing that I can think of.
Yeah.
So.
I get it though. I kind of, because there are people that look at like Zelda as RPGs, and I don't really look at them as RPGs either. So, I don't know. It might just be me and the way I look at those games, but I could see where he's going with it. But he says Emmy is my favorite. But one could maybe turn a newcomer off from experiencing the whole trilogy.
Oh,
so
man.
Mass Effect 1 could turn someone off.
I don't know. I was pretty locked in on Mass Effect 1.
Yeah, but I mean, I think when you think about the quality of life improvements that they made from like 1 to 2, I feel like that's valid. I would still suggest someone to go back and play 1. But yeah, I could see where that could be a thing. You remember when I was talking about Crystal playing all the Dragon Age games, and then she went back and played Mass Effect 1. The Mass Effect trilogy. Right. She did play through 1, and she complained about it a lot. So, but yeah, that's it. That is the extent of our question of the week emails. So thank you everyone that responded, and thank you Amy for the question.
Yeah.
Amy sent us something else to talk about, and I'm actually going to put that up for next week.
Okay.
Cool. So we'll have a little bit more next week for that. Cool. Let's see. That might be a show, Jason.
That sounds good to me. Let's do it.
Is there anything we need to do before we wrap up and get out of here?
Call you Congressman. For various reasons. Just keep your fingers crossed.
Keep your fingers crossed.
Yeah.
And if you're outside of the U.S., pray for us, please.
Stay safe out there.
Yeah. Thank you guys for listening. I hope you enjoyed the show. If you did, please tell your friends about us. And if you're on YouTube, please like, subscribe, and comment. All of those things really, really do help us out. Check us out at interactivedistractions.com. That's our link tree. That can lead you to our Discord. So please come to the Discord, come hang out, talk about games with us. We really appreciate that kind of stuff. And we are going to try and get the community more involved in like the show with like questions and things like that. So we like doing that stuff.
It's so great. I love it.
But yeah, that's it. So until next time, my name is Chris.
I'm Jason.
Player Games. We'll talk to you next time.